welcome back to my channel. The second video, what a wondrous life we live in. I want to say a big thank you to everyone who watched my last video, which was also my first video on YouTube. I got a lot of really good feedback, really positive feedback, particularly on my Facebook page. I was very nervous about uploading that. I was just very pleasantly surprised, and hopefully there'll be less ums and ahs in this one. Sure, look, we might as well just keep on doing it. When it comes to writing, I'm sure it'll be the same for YouTube as well. A general good rule is to talk about things that you know about. So something I know something on from just the act of doing it over the years is writing. You know, everyone has their thing, you know, whether it's, you know, football or, I don't know, art or photography or cooking or baking. So I suppose one thing that I'm for is writing and blogging and all of that kind of stuff. A poem that I published yesterday, which I will link below, called Coming of Age. Thanks very much to everyone who has read that and has messaged me even personally and said that they enjoyed it and they could resonate with it. You know, it means an awful lot to me. Where it all really began was I loved reading when I was younger, and actually when I was very young, when I was 5, 6, 7, I was good. I think I was good at reading, but I wasn't the best in my class. I wasn't the best in my class. Not that I was bad, I'd say I was average, and then kind of from the age of maybe 9, I kind of got better. I picked up copybooks in SuperValu, my local SuperValu. Around the time of going back to school, there would be free copies at the bottom of the tills, and I used to take a few of them, and I used to write down stories, and I used to even retell stories I'd already read. And we got I think we got a computer, proper desktop computer, when I was maybe 8 or 9, and that was it. Then I just kind of tapped my life away for a while. When I was 14, so to jump ahead a few years, when I was 14, I started going to the Scalatra Writers' Workshop in Achill Island. Up until now, it's been tutored by an Irish writer called McDara Woods, who is married to Eileen Ní Chulainn, which is another Irish writer, and some of you watching might have heard of her or even studied her. I wrote an awful lot of prose. I didn't really feel I could write poetry, and I didn't really have the skill really to write poetry, but I gave it a go anyway, and it's absolutely shocking now that I look back, but I did it anyway. I remember when I first started coming, I think it didn't really matter that what I wrote was quite juvenile and very innocent and not very good, but I think it was the fact that I was so young that they were so delighted to have me. And that was the feeling I got anyway. I felt very welcome. So the process there of how that workshop operates is runs for 5 days, and the idea is you hopefully will present some piece of work, whether it's a short story, a non-fiction. It's predominantly poetry, but anything you've written yourself. Everyone gets a copy of it, and you read it out to the group, and bearing in mind the group is all kind of sitting in a square. Everyone can see each other. It's not like a classroom. So you get to hear words you've strung together, vocalized by someone else, which is a very surreal thing. And then the group talks about your piece while you're there. Very honest, you know, but it's all constructive and it's all said and done in the most encouraging ways, and anything that is said always comes from a good place, and it's up to you if you want to take on board what was said. Smile and politely say, yeah, I've taken on board what you said and thank you. I started my blog when I was pretty much 17. I was crippled again with fear of people finding it, because it was my safe space. It was my hub. It was my place where I could put my thoughts. And I didn't mind strangers reading it, but I think it was the thought of people from school finding it was quite nerve-wracking. But eventually I was thinking, well, I want my readership to expand, so naturally enough people found out about it. It wasn't something that was generally brought up in conversation, like in school, in the classroom, at lunch. It wasn't really something that was ever talked about. I think it was a hobby that seemed to be so strange for a while to some people, and that's okay. But sometimes I'd write something very personal or put an awful lot of work into something and publish it on a Saturday or Sunday, and then go into school on a Monday, and it wouldn't ever be brought up. And maybe looking back, maybe that's the best. Maybe that was a better thing. I won award in the Irish Blog Award. That's when people really started to find out about it, and some people came up to me, and on nights out, and said they enjoyed reading my stuff and that they had been reading it for quite a while, and I wouldn't have known. But it always means a lot to me when someone says that they read my material at any stage. It's such a solo hobby, it's such an individualistic kind of a hobby. And other hobbies like sport and music, particularly in a rural community, and it's a very narrow-minded thing to say, and forgive me if it does, but I find if you do sport or music, from a social standpoint, you're sorted. It's understood, people get it. If you play a good match, or if your team wins a match, you'll get a pat on your back saying, "Good job, Johnny." Some people might ask me, like, how does a poem come about? How do you do it? Because that's what I write an awful lot more now, is poetry. And I can tell you now, it comes about, I can't really give an answer because it comes about very randomly. What I would say is my last poem, Coming of Age, and I think this is the final product in front of me, so if I'm looking down, that's why I'm looking at it. If I'm looking down, that's why I'm looking at it. Did you think I ever wrote it all? This came about actually very differently to an awful lot of my other poems, and I will link this poem. You know what I'm on about. I literally wrote some words very randomly on my laptop and left it there. It was about my need to move away from where I grew up. The tone of it came out to be quite agitated and irritated, and I didn't want to put that on my blog, and it just felt a bit bitter, and I didn't really want to put that out, and I wasn't happy with it anyway. But I took the first few lines from it and put it into Coming of Age. And just to kind of illustrate how random these things can be, is there's a line in it, there's a few lines. The recitals that came out of his mouth like rose petals, delicate in the weight they carried, divine in the pictures they grew of life both lived and unseen. I came up with those lines after I made a cup of coffee. I'm looking over here because I made it over there. A cup of coffee, and I put a homemade scone into the microwave for 10 seconds, and as I was taking it out, I started thinking about flowers and blooming, and because there's a line above it that never been encased in such a thunderous bloom. I left my desk and I had my scone and my coffee, and it was lovely. It was actually divine. I came up with those lines at the microwave. And other things that that really inspire me is listening to people and conversing with people and meeting new people, going to concerts, going to gigs, going on walks. Some of my lines I came up with when I'm using the bathroom, or wash my hands, or brush my teeth. But one thing as well in recent times that has helped me to clear up the cogs of my mind a bit, and because my mind needs to be a bit clear for me to write anything, and then I write to make it more clear. Bullet journaling, which one of my really good friends actually got me into, Elena Keller. Hey Elena, I love how that rhymes. If you don't know what bullet journaling is, look it up. You have a Google machine, look it up. Writing is one of the only things that really makes sense to me, and it's also it's the one thing that makes sense and the one thing that makes me feel most at home, aside from being in the company of absolutely fabulous people. But it's also one of the most mind-boggling things. Sometimes I get messages like, if I put something up on my blog or whatever, I get a message saying, I love the poem, what was it about? You know, can you tell me a bit more about it? You know, I will answer, and in some kind of a context, I'll give some context, because it's just a bit, it's natural to be curious and to know what happened. You know, I mightn't be too specific, but I'll give some inkling of what something was about. The one thing that recently has really inspired me, that half the internet knows about already, is Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur. If you're not really into poetry, I'd say pick this up if you can, even just if you see it in a bookshop, just have a flick through. It deals with femininity, it deals with loss, it deals with grief, it deals with heartbreak, you know, all of the feels. The poems are quite short, and they're accompanied by lovely illustrations that the author drew herself. I bought this last week and I read it within an hour, maybe an hour and a half tops, and shortly after I started writing my latest poem. If you like to write, or if you're creative, or if you have a hobby, but I'm going to focus on writing here because that's what we're talking about. And if your friends think it's weird, your classmates can't relate, keep doing it anyway. I mean, I felt very secular for doing it for a long number of years. Don't let yourself be doctrined by judgment that may or may not even be happening, you know. I would say keep on keeping on, keep on writing, and that's the advice I would have given myself when I was younger. Read. You cannot be ignorant to other people's, you know, work and art. You probably should read twice as much as you write. Another thing as well is that's really inspired me is watching slam poetry and watching spoken word poetry. And one channel in particular that I would recommend is I think it's called Button Poetry. I'll link it below. And one particular writer who I really enjoy watching is Sarah Kay. I really like her work. You don't rule anything out for yourself, and keep on keeping on. Thank you very much for watching and sticking around. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, I think there's a subscribe button there somewhere too. And hopefully I'll see you on here again